Okay, cool. Hi guys, welcome to our Springbok Media Conference. We've got 30 minutes, we're really on time. So yeah, over to questions. Hands up please.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Sia, you don't want to ask one question. Sia, firstly, welcome and congratulations on being appointed as captain again. Can I ask you, your coach has made a point of it to stress that internally you guys don't stress so much about captains because there's too many leaders, whether it's a young player. How important or how easy or how difficult was it for you to accept this role, yet again knowing that this role comes with a lot of responsibility on and off the field, a lot of stress and a lot of flack also on the field?
Yeah, it wasn't easy or hard. It's just I think it's obviously a huge honor. I think I say that all the time. There's not many people who sat in the position, and I know what it means means to the public, but I know what it means to the group as well. Like I said, it's really true. Like anybody can step in and be the team leader. Like obviously the guys that in the leadership role, like a guy like Bongi has done it, Eben has done it, before Peter Steph has done it. We all have roles to play in the team, and that's what makes it easier on playing white on the field, but also there's stuff off the field as well, the way you carry yourself, then and the way because you're basically the ambassador of the team and also of the country as well wherever you go. So it is a huge honor and privilege, but we all try and be as best as we can, whether you're captain or not. At the end of the day, you're representing the country, and but what really matters the most is on the field. Like you say, there's big. That's what we care about the most is like what we do on the field. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to be in any position anyway.
Yeah.
How's it here? We haven't seen you for a while, so you maybe give us an update on how your season was. I mean, we've heard a lot about it from other people. So nice to hear from your mouth. How you feel about your game at the moment. You had a couple of injuries, but has that sort of kept you fresh for this part of the season? And just where are you at the moment as a player and as a person?
Season is obviously I didn't take off, so I took like 2 weeks off before I started. I played my first game in Paris, and then I've been playing since then. And obviously something I'm not used to. I've been playing 80 minutes for all the games that I've played in bar the last one, and yeah, it's good in a way. It keeps me on the field and it keeps me fitter. And I started well. I think my first couple of games, I hit the ground running. The injuries did affect me a little bit with the I think the hand when I broke my hand. I couldn't run for the first 3 weeks, so it was tough. Then I did when my hand healed. Then my ankle went on my first game after that, and then yeah, it took a while. But as a group, I think we weren't proud of ourselves as a team of the way that we had done. We thought we could have done much better than we did. And right now, I feel good. I feel strong. The training here has been really good to be back with the boys and learning the new. And I'm excited because I'm learning because it's a new coaching staff. The game plan is different, so it feels like I'm doing something new again. I'm starting to learn, but also the stuff that makes us good is still kept, in the system, which is amazing. And yeah, it's always I don't know. It just feels different when you in the Springbok group. I cannot explain it in words. It's the group of people, the coaching staff, and just the mentality and the purpose part of things. It's just something that I think as South Africans we take for granted. But once you come back home or you go to another country, some of the reasons that you play for, and that's what I miss the most being here at home, and either for the people, for your family, or whatever you're playing for, all the different reasons are what I definitely miss the most.
Sia, how special is it for you guys as a group for your first match after being world champions here back at home in front of a packed stadium, especially after how it was 2020 or 2021 after you'd won that at that time, empty stadiums and everything. So how special is it this time around, and has sort of given an extra spark to you guys now?
Yeah, I think just to be able to come home to the people that we're playing for, and all along, and we said it from the beginning, this is it's for the people of South Africa, and now finally we've achieved that. This is our first time that we can play, and then a big game like this, a team that we haven't beaten since 2016, and it's the first time we're playing them back at home again. All the other 3 games, I think, we're all away from home. So it's really exciting, and it's a big game, and everybody's been talking about it, but I think there's not much that can be said anymore. It's all up to tomorrow. So everything that's been said, if we don't deliver tomorrow, I think that's what matters the most. I think they excited for the game. We are also excited for the game, and yeah, it's a beautiful place to play in, and we're looking forward to it as a group to see the people of South Africa seeing us play after the World Cup.
I see a lot has been said obviously about this game. Number one versus number two, the team that beat you the World Cup. Last time you beat them was 2016. Does that matter, or is it about the case of the team evolving past the World Cup and towards the next World Cup?
It's about winning this test match. That's what we want to do. We will be lying if we say that's important. It's the only team as this group and this coaching staff. It's the only team that we haven't beaten. Everybody else we've been able to beat. So it's just important for us. It's like when we lost against Japan in 2015, and then we got that game to play just before the World Cup, just to get the World Cup. It's one of those things for us as a group. We just want to go. We can't. It is just another test, but it's a big one. It's our first time the people are seeing us at home against a team that's number 2, who's been one of the best teams for the last couple of years. So it is big. So there's no saying, it's just another game. No, it's not. It's like an important game, and I know it will be for them too. Thank you.
So just back on the captaincy, I remember there was a French report when you were speaking to the media, and it seemed like you had almost resigned yourself to losing the captaincy. When did you realize that you still have the captaincy? When did that conversation take place on Wesley?
Of course, a lot of stuff was going on obviously in the media, and when I answer questions, I answer to as honest as I can. Like, I don't play to be Springbok captain. I don't know. When I was young, I didn't dream to be Springbok captain. It's impossible to even think like that. So for me, it's something that obviously happened over time as I grew, and it's something that I really enjoy, and I love being Springbok captain. I enjoy doing my duties, but I know there are many other guys in the team that can do it, and also I do understand that as a Springbok captain, your responsibility is a lot of that. It's good for you to be in South Africa because people can see you, interact with you, and you can live what a Springbok is. And going overseas, I understood that could change, and made peace with that. But also, of course, it's hard because it's been something I've been doing since 2016. But I also can't. I understood that there's another guy out there, and I was ready to support whoever it was. All I cared about is that as long as I've got the opportunity to put on the jersey again, as long as I'm in contention to be able to play for the Springbok, that's all that matters. So that's what I was trying to say. If I am, amazing. But if I'm not, also amazing. But as long as I can still have the opportunity to put on the Springbok jersey, because every other guy that's been captain, when now that I'm a captain, they support me for 100%, and that's what I want to do forever. If it does happen in the future, because it was gonna happen somewhere along the line. So I'm ready to accept and support the next person because the team is more important than me.
To you, Captain, there's a lot of conversations regarding you as a captain and having sorry if I'm not being racial, having a black South African captain. So I'm trying to think with you, is it really a matter whether the captain is black or whether it's any other guy?
It's about who can lead the team. There's many other lead. Of course, representation matters for everyone. when I became captain, I didn't understand like why was it so big. Like I was confused. I'm like, I know, okay, I'm the first black captain, but why is it so big? Because me being captain was just enough for me. And then I asked a lot of black people, like my friends, like why we're going on. They're like, do you understand that in all these years that the Springboks have played, no one like you could ever dream of this opportunity. And now finally that is broken. That anybody in South Africa can dream of being Springbok captain. So of course it matters. It's huge. But in our team, whoever has been put in that position is able to lead and is best for the job will be put there. And it can be anyone, black, white, or colored. That's what we try in the group. That's what we're trying to build. Like we talk about when we talk about diversity and unity, it's not just sayings. We actually try and live that. Like we have meetings where before we didn't really sing in the group. Now it's a thing that we do, and it's comfortable. I used to sing in the corner in the past. Now we speak about it openly. This guy likes to braai. This guy likes his Afrikaans music. We mix the music in the past. Each guy chooses a song. This guy likes to sing before the game. This guy likes to put on earphones. So we sing, but it doesn't affect everybody because we're all different. We are also have different backgrounds and different races. But at the end of the day, South Africa is number one. If South Africa is number one, you mind the other person. You know, you mind the other person, okay, what he's doing there, I don't understand it, but it's gonna get him to be the best. And that's what's important in our group. It's not we wanna make sure, yes, we see each other, it's in color because everybody comes with their own past, but how do we make this team work and how does it work with South Africa? And that's all that matters for us. We wanna build leaders who can lead everybody, not just a certain group. When I put on the jersey, I'm not playing only for black people. I'm not only playing for poor people or anything like that. I want to represent the whole of South Africa, and that's what we want to do. Because when you accept this jersey, you accept every single person in South Africa, and you play for them, whether they're students or abantu abathengise esigoneni. It doesn't matter. That's who we're representing.
Coach, maybe for you, to follow up on what Sia is talking about, and also my colleague's question there about sort of like the magnitude of Sia being almost like the face of South African rugby and being black. For you, as somebody who's in that space, what have you observed about his leadership and what it has meant to South Africans, and also the team within the structures?
Yeah, I think once again, like Sia said, to lead your country, it's an honor for anyone who's been in that position. And one thing that I've enjoyed to see in Sia's rugby career, and also someone that I know him from the young age, how he has grown as a human being, not only just between the four lines and also what he represents off the field. And like Sia just said now, listen, we're representing South Africa, so irrespective of you're brown or pink or white, we represent everyone, do you understand? And that is the nature of the positions where we are. So once again, we are just still grateful we get opportunity, to be trusted to be where we are at the moment. I've seen him through tough times. I've seen him through his bad days, and I've seen him growing as a human being. And once again, I enjoy watching him. And I think his story one day probably he's already produced books. And you also do have a movie. But otherwise, his story it's a nice story to tell, and it shows that irrespective of who you are, where you come from, anything is possible. I know where he comes from, and I know one thing for sure also. There's a lot of Sia Kolisis out there that are also probably waiting for opportunities. And one thing that I enjoy about him is that when the opportunity came to him, Sia was ready to grab it.
Coach, just looking at Ireland, does it frustrate you that you guys haven't been able to beat them as a coaching group? And where is it that you feel maybe you guys have fallen short against them in the past?
I wouldn't say it frustrates us, but once again, I think it does give us a motivation, because of, once again, with all the games that we're talking about, when we played against them in Dublin, it was a game that we were close also to win it, but they were playing at home, and we know their supporters also are very, very good supporters towards their team. So the home ground advantage worked for them at that time because, once again, their crowd, they don't stop. They're behind them. Even I remember very well when we played against them in Paris. I think it's one of the things that kept them in that game. If you remember the nature of the game, we really started very well, we put them under pressure. It's just that certain things that we didn't do well, the position that we had in that game, and we didn't convert into points, So So I wouldn't say we're frustrated because once again, like I always say to people, the lessons that we've learned in that game when we played against Ireland in our group stages in Paris, I think that is the game that actually brought us tighter and closer, and we've learned more in that game than any other games we've played in the World Cup. And I can tell you now, the opportunities that we've missed in that game, they helped us when we played against France. Because against France, I feel like if we didn't convert the opportunities that we had against France, they could have probably put 40 points away, against us. So once again, yes, it was frustrating when we didn't get the opportunities, but once again, it's part of the game. When things don't go according to the plan, we do get frustrated, and we're human beings. But once again, our job as coaches is to make sure that we go and rectify all those mistakes and make sure that we analyze and see where we can get better. That is one thing also our players that I enjoy also. They always have an input. So I think the key thing in that game is that we had opportunities, and if you're playing against a team like Ireland, you can't afford not to convert them into points. Otherwise, you'll end up in the wrong side of the scoreboard. So I think that's exactly what happened. But once again, frustrations, it's part of the game.
Coach, there's been also a lot made about this new approach that you guys are moving towards. Is it more comfortable looking at tomorrow and saying, let's rather play our older game plan, the one that we can trust and we know is winning, than maybe attempting something a bit new that could be risky?
Yeah, once again, test match rugby, it's very physical, and that's something that we can't shy away from it. And that's something that we as South Africans enjoy. And yes, there are certain things that we don't want to negotiate in our system, how we play the game, more especially when you look at the set pieces. It's part of our strength, it's part of our DNA. I don't think we'll ever move away from that, because it gives us a good foundation. Even if you want to evolve and try something new, you still have to do your big rocks very well, which is the set piece to defend very well, and also to be able to kick very well. Because once again, we know a team like Ireland, they're also very, very smart, and they've got good players in that team. But I wouldn't say we're going to drift away from our strengths. No, we won't, but we'll keep on evolving as a team. And once again, having new coaches in our system like Tony Brown from New Zealand, who's also been worked in Japan for a couple of years, and a guy like Jerry, that is something that whenever we talk about evolving, those guys, they bring fresh voice, and they bring new ideas. And like you saw when we played against Wales, there are a couple of new things that we've introduced in our system. And it's good also to see all of us as coaches, we are aligned in how we want to play the game, and also the players are buying into it. So once again, yes, we will keep on evolving, because once again, we always say this, you expect to win. If you're going to play the same way you've played in 2019 and 2023, the other teams will catch up on you. So that is why what I enjoy about the new faces in our coaching team, they bring something fresh, they bring new ideas, which is they also make us better coaches also as South Africans.
Coach, was it a big surprise to see Jamie Osborne a full-back for Ireland, and what do you expect him to bring to the party?
I think we knew there's a possibility of surprise there at the back because of the players that they've lost. Hugo Keenan going to go and play the 7, so we knew there's going to be probably a couple of surprises out there. And then a guy like Jordan also, I thought maybe would probably stand a chance to be in that position. But once again, Osborne has been doing well for his club also. So it came as a surprise, but once again, I think he deserves it. It shows that for what he has been doing for his club, and to be rewarded for his performance, So it's also good for their team. And yeah, I think he's going to bring something fresh and a new challenges. He's got a massive left foot. So I think that's also another reason why he's probably in that team, because of playing at high forward. With that left foot, he'll probably kick from try line to try line with his foot. So, but once again, it came as a surprise, but congratulations to him. I think he deserves that opportunity also.
Sia, within the whole battle, there's a lot of mini battles as well. Take a look at the two guys in the number 6 jersey, the guys in the number 10 jersey, and then also Willie playing opposite the debutant. How do you guys look at that and work around those things?
Oh, you obviously have as a team, the stuff that you have to do together, but each individual as well has to pitch up. You have to first get yourself ready, get yourself in the mental place that you can be as best as you can on the day, and then you have your own battles that you need to fight. But you also you have things that you must do as a team. You're never doing your own stuff, never doing it alone. But when someone runs at you one on one, you have to sort that out. And you can't really say me 6 on 6. I know he's good at a few things, and I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm better at him on the day. And so because I'm actually basically playing against Josh van der Vliet because he's the open side flanker, so I'm gonna have to fight hard on the breakdown. But it's not just him. Doris is also good on the breakdown. So yeah, breakdown is gonna be a big battle tomorrow, and I think that's what in the last game of the World Cup, there was a lot of penalties we worked out there, and we also said if they get quick ball, that's what they want, then they're dangerous. But if it's slow, then we can play, and it's fast for us, then we can move, and they don't have time to set. So it's gonna be a huge battle tomorrow, and we all know, and they also know. And so it's all about who's gonna get in there quickly or who's gonna dominate that space tomorrow. But for us, we play. The system is there to protect you, but you must still bring out your individual brilliance. Yeah.
Sia, you actually answered part of it for me, but the breakdown in Paris, as you said, was a huge factor in that game. Just what have you learned since that game, and also does it make a difference playing on a hard, fast field like Loftus as compared to what you played in Paris?
I don't know. I don't know if it does make a difference. I can't tell you that, but we of course what we learned is that we have to be sharp, and it's not sometimes being aggressive. It's just getting there quickly, and also making good decisions in the breakdown because we got some penalties on a lot on defense. So yeah, it's just about being clinical, and also if you dominate the gain line, then your chances are higher of you dominating because it's hard to steal when the guy runs over you. It's difficult to get up and do that. So yeah, there's a whole lot of it's like a whole cycle that you must make sure you're good in. But I know I've seen how good they are in the breakdown. I mean, I've experienced it before, and we need to. I'm sure, and I know we've learned from what has happened in the past. So yeah, it's gonna be. It will definitely give you a good chance, whichever team that dominates that battle.
Stocker, how else was it having that game against Wales outside the international window, in preparation for this one? Obviously, the whole squad wasn't available, but 2 years ago when Wales came up here, the game at Loftus was sort of expected to be a bit of a better result for you guys, and in the end, a clutch kick from Damien at the end to get the win. So it was nice to now have a bit of a build-up and a bit of the guys maybe aren't as rusty as they were going into that game this time around.
Yeah, I think for us, first things first, one thing that the game against Wales helped us is we also as coaches trying to get aligned because of, like I said, we've got new personnel. So there were a lot of things that we wanted to implement in our system. So I think it gave us a good opportunity to see, okay, certain things that we are trying to introduce in our system, and there were a couple of good things. But once again, there's also a lot of room for improvement in how we want to play the game. And yes, it was good to see from our coaching staff. But on the other side, when it comes to the players, if you look at the squad now we're using for this game, probably about 5 players in that back line didn't play that game. But once again, it's players that have been around. They've done the job for us a couple of times. But once again, that game, I think a lot of things that we've learned in that game, I think it's mostly us as coaching staff of how we want to operate and how we want to play the game. But once again, being said, I don't think it's going to count tomorrow. And even though a lot of people, I know the hype is between the Northern Hemisphere champions in the Six Nations and us being the world champions. But like Sia touched on it earlier on, is that whatever happened in the past, it doesn't count anymore. Whoever pitches up tomorrow, and they play well and execute their plan and convert once again whatever opportunities you get. Because remember, when you play against one of the best teams in the world, you probably, if you get 5 opportunities for you to score points, you have to at least convert about 80% of them. So I think that's going to be the key thing tomorrow. But once again, I don't think what happened in London against Wales, I don't think it's going to matter tomorrow. Because of, once again, if you look at the guys like Sia, they didn't play that game. Look at a guy like Hande Pollard didn't play that game. So Cheslin Kobe and Kedley Arends and Villero didn't play that game. So I think for them it's going to be a new challenge. But once again, tomorrow is what we live for. What we live for. We're excited and looking forward to the challenge.
Last English question, Ken, and then we move on.
Zandile, is it fair to say that there's a fair amount of sort of crossover in terms of coaching roles between you and Tony Brown? You probably feed into each other a bit. How have you found that relationship, and the things that are going to be different on Saturday? Are they going to be things that, without giving too much away, obviously, but are they going to be things that like the spectators will be able to notice, or are they just going to be like small technical things?
Yeah, once again, working with a guy like Tony Brown, even a guy like Jerry also, which is probably, I would say to you, it's probably two different type of coaches, Jerry works very hard, and we know a lot of Irish coaches, they really plan very well, and then they also sit in front of the screen for as long as possible, so that is something that we respect also from Jerry. But when it comes to Tony Brown, one thing that I enjoy about him is just his rugby knowledge, and then how he gets his message across to the players, and the way he empowers our players. So it's something that I also I'm learning as a person, So once again, I always say to people that I will remain a good student of the game. There's no ways that because of we have won 2 World Cups in the past that I won't be able to learn from the people around me. So I'm still learning a lot also, and excited, to work with him. Regarding about the tactics, how we're going to play in the game, we still got 15 players on the field. So once again, I think he does bring something different. He does bring something new. Probably there will be surprises that unfortunately I can't give away now. But once again, on the other side, we are Springboks. There are certain things that are part of our DNA and we can't drift away from them. And yeah, I think yes, there might be maybe 1 or 2 surprises. But once again, I enjoy how he empowers the players and how also he upskills our players. It's something that we as a team also enjoy from him. But once again, maybe there will be 1 or 2 surprises.
I think you'll be able to tell, definitely. For someone who's been following the Springboks and watching, you'll be able to tell there's something different. I mean, you could see already last week. And I think the most important thing that I love about this group and the coaching staff, Coach Rassie, they know like you said, in 2019 was never going to win us in 2023. We had to change stuff. And now, obviously, we've got a new coaching staff. I think it came at the perfect time because now Coach Tony's way of playing is not, we all had to learn it, which actually gave us more motivation and more excitement in the players in the group. And so you come in and you're learning something every day. So every single time we've come in and we won the World Cup, you have to learn and become a student again. So I think, I'm excited to see how it comes out tomorrow.